Y'all, what do you think that is? That's a pretty big package for Martin. Oh, River, yeah. That might be your new boat, dude. I'm going to give multiple reasons why I buy this kind of boat. Number one is going to be because it can get mailed to you, and because it goes in a little bag in the back of my truck and I don't have to have a trailer for it. That way I can have an RV behind my truck and still bring my boat. Look at, there's a deer. Alright, so I'm going to put this on top of the truck. And the boat, it should weigh a little more than 100 bucks. 100 pounds. Yeah, I'll probably put it up on top. We'll see. Alright. Now when we open that, is this going to be a backpack? Like a bag that you can carry with a shoulder strap? That's the number one reason. There's going to be several reasons, but that's the first one I'm going to mention. So I am pretty excited. I was not expecting this package until next week. I actually partnered with a drone company, and I thought I was going to get a charger for my drone. And I've already gotten the drone, and it works great. We'll talk about that in an upcoming episode. But I was not expecting to get the boat today at all. So we're going to figure out what to do. Do we take it out to the island to put it together? Do we put it together here at the marina? What do we do? What do we do? I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out. It's not in the bag. That's interesting. That's good to know. I was thinking about taking the box and putting it in the dumpster while I was here and just carrying it in the bag. But let's see how this works out, what we got. So it is whiter than I thought. I thought I was buying gray. So it's gonna show paw prints. Sorry about that. But alright, I'm gonna go put this thing. This is my plan. So if you're from here, you know that this is all new, and the old boat launch is a dirt road that goes down the road over there where I rescued that pickup truck from the barge. My plan is to go build this on the beach down there, get it all set to go, and then come back, park the truck, take the other dinghy over to that beach, put the motor and the gas tank into the new dinghy, and then tow the old dinghy back to the sailboat and take off with the, do the switch at the beach. That's what I'm going to do. So that thing I'm going to do. So this is the old boat launch. Ooh. That's my jerk of a dog barking at every single thing in the world. But that right there is proof that you can come down here with a two-wheel drive car. Alright, now we're just going to drive down the beach towards the marina to a close area where we can get the dinghy over here. So we can swap out the motor between the dinghies. So if you guys remember, I used to bring River up right there, launch the boat right there, all the way up on the beach to go walking. And there's the sailboat. I've done a time lapse of me putting together these inflatable boats probably 15 times over the course of 10 years, 5 years. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do a small cut through, cuts of what I'm doing just to show you the steps of putting it together. And then River's gonna bark at everybody who comes and goes here. Well, the boat by itself is actually rather light. So if you're carrying it in pieces, it's not hard at all. Like, I just carried this with one hand, and look how easy I can move it around. Yeah, I'm already more impressed with the thickness of the material than my last boat, and this back part, the transom, is way thicker. Look at, there's a model number too. Probably shouldn't have shown that. I'll probably edit that out for the stalkers on my channel. Plug. Alright. So that's another reason. Next reason that I'm going to tell you I got an inflatable is because you can carry it. I can move it from into shallow water and drag it and move it around. Metal boats are harder to do that with. Now, the reason I got this one, all metal, aluminum floor. The first thing that went bad in my other boat was the floor because it was wood. So everything's metal and plastic, so it shouldn't go bad. The only thing that'll wear away on it is the sun, and it's got a coating for that, so should be okay. My last one doesn't have any sun damage, and I never covered it. A couple of other important things in the box. The seats are aluminum too. That was a problem with my seats as well, that the sun and the rain wore on them, and then the screws busted out and they weren't seats anymore. So the other thing is it comes with a title, handwritten and signed, so you can register it. And then these are the beams that go on the side of the metal floor to make it rigid. It connects 3 boards together to make them rigid. Then the front board moves up and down, and that's a pump. And it also comes with oars, 2 oars. Alright, so these are all the pieces. 4 floorboards, 3 of them aluminum and 1 PVC. The flexible one is PVC in the front. And then 2 seats, the 2 metal side rails, the paddles or oars. I'm going to look up the difference between what's what, and the pump and the boat. The goal is to pump up the boat so it takes a little bit of a form, so you know it's a boat, and then you put the floor in. Then you pump it up to about 75%, then you put the seats on, and then you pump it up to 100%, and it's ready to go. Yeah, and all together, all this stuff right here weighs 118 pounds. Troublemaker. Tied up. He rarely gets tied up. Alright, so I got this probably more than I should have it, but I got a little carried away. That didn't take very long at all. Alright, the rules say, or the directions say, clockwise to fill it up. Third reason, and I mentioned this in another video, is, or just another reason, I'm not even keeping track. If you pop 2 of the tubes, the boat still works with the motor. If you pop 3 of the 4 tubes, it still floats. Even if you pop all of the tubes, if the hole is under the water line, the air will still stay in the top part of the tube and will still float and still run the motor to get you where you're going. The only way you can sink on this is if there's a hole on the top of the air cylinders in all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a registered lifeboat. Whereas no other boat you buy that doesn't float, basically you can completely fill it with water and it still floats. Another reason, you can carry 5 people in it. 4 adults and 1 kid. It is 10 foot 8 inches, and you can carry 550 kilograms. So 1,200 pounds of supply. Think about that. And the boat only weighs 100 pounds. So it weighs 100 pounds. It can carry 12 times its weight. Other boats don't do that. There's so much flotation in this boat. All right, I got 25% pumped up, maybe 35. And then I'm going to put the floor in. That one's all the way down. That one's all the way down. And then I pick it up and I connect right here and I'm going to step on this. So you want to have everything kind of line up before you push it down because it's going to get stuck like that. And it would be great to have two people do this last part, but I started over there, walked over here, and now I'm going to walk back to make it flush. And then step. That's what I mean by flush. They're lined up now. And then I'm going to step on it now. Alright, so it's flat. And then to hold these boards even with each other, we take those metal side beams and put them in here. And then that makes all three of these boards lock into place. Then we're going to fill the bottom keel, all three tubes, to about 75%. We're going to put the seats on. Then we're going to fill everything to 100%. Then we're going to go get the motor. So I've kind of got it slid on these first two. I got to line up the last one. But you see how they're locked together right now. Then the same thing on the other side. I got the floor on. I inflated that side. I'm working my way around. I'm inflating the keel. This is what makes these boats pop out of the water so quickly. They have an inflatable keel, so there's air underwater pushing them up. So now I got the seats and the oars on, our paddles, and we are going to finish blowing it up. One thing I do want to say is it's about a $300 difference below and above the next brand below and above this. And you can tell in the handles. Well, this is a stiff handle. You can't even bend it. It's very strong. And having four handles means the four people in the boat could carry it over something, you know. The other thing is the tie-offs look a lot better. The actual material feels thicker. That back transom is way better. Instead of a 10 horsepower motor, it can hold a 15 horsepower motor. So it's thicker and stronger. Yeah, and it's not as white as I thought. The bottom of the boat is white, but not the top. So hopefully it'll cover some paw prints. We'll see. Alright, so right now it's a 100-pound, completely usable boat for 4 people. Where you could row it from your sailboat to shore, or from your boat to shore, or you could just take off rowing it, or an electric motor or anything. I'm going to put my Honda on it, of course, but yeah, look at that. Just perfect. Now I got to go over to the marina and go get my dinghy. Bring my dinghy back here, switch the gas tank, motor, that's about it. Put it in here, and then we'll tow the dinghy back and we'll tie it to the sailboat and leave the old dinghy there and take off with the new dinghy towards the houseboat for the first time. Let's go throw this box away. Look at River. He has not been very patient at all. Let's let him run around for a little bit. Did you get a new boat, dude? Look at him putting paw prints all over it right away. You got a new boat, didn't you? Yeah, people are awesome. Whole time I've been thinking how cool this is that people from my channel donated to get this. It's just really special. Really, really cool. And hopefully this will last for years and you guys will see River and I traveling all over the place with it. So, come on, Riv! Come on! He doesn't want to go in the truck. He wants to go in the boat. He has made it very clear he prefers boat travel to truck travel. Come on, let's go! See how the barge pulled up and parked there? They did that the other night. And they had all their lights on. And I'm right across the river in that creek right there. And it's just huge, bright, running motors. It was kind of weird. I got a video of it. Woke River up and me. But they've been parking there lately. I don't know why. Alright, so we're going to crush this box. Throw it in the dumpster. And throw out the plastic that came in the box. Alright, now we're going to go to the old dinghy. And then go get the new dinghy. Last ride in your boat in your first dinghy. I'm a little nervous about how the bigger boat will respond to the motor. At some point you get too big of a boat that the motor won't make it plane. I don't think that's going to be the case here. It's only a foot bigger, but it's wider too, so we'll see. It's not heavier, and it definitely doesn't have any algae or anything on it, so it should go through the water a lot better. We'll see. I'm a little nervous, but I think that always happens when you have new things. Yeah. Go over to your boat. Is that your boat? Yeah, that barge is still parked there. I hope it doesn't stay there overnight running its motor. It looks like it's backing up, but maybe that's perspective. Who knows? Hope it doesn't stay there all night running its motor right across from me. Look at the footprints. I didn't buy a dark enough boat. I should have bought a black boat. I was worried about how the sun would reflect off of a dark color, but yeah, whatever. I have a hose down. Yeah, he's backing up off of the land. He's gonna go at some point. That's my guess. You know, I don't know if he ran aground on purpose or not. He might have run aground on accident. He is flooring that boat and not really getting anywhere coming off of the land. He's kind of just pulling sideways. Never really seen that. So look at the shape of the transom. That's not good, right? That eventually I would have had to put a thicker piece through here and replace that too. So Honda motors have a handle on the back and they have a handle right here. So you just pick it up and we're gonna put it on the other boat. It looks like he's finally got it off. But it also looks like he's completely blocking my creek to get in there. We'll see. I can always pull it right on land and just walk through the woods. But alright, this is the first look with the motor on. Happy dog. I did not set him there. He jumped. He is excited about this. Yeah, so am I. The old one. So what went wrong in here is there's been a hole that we've tweaked a couple of times on each pontoon over the years. By tweaked, I mean we sealed them and then they've gone bad and we've resealed, which is not bad. You just do it, you know. The floor was replaced, the seats are replaced. This ripped off. See? So I went with a seat that goes all the way across. I might do that in this boat just to stop that from happening. It's a more comfortable seat, but either way you're on an air cushion. We replaced the floors like I was saying, and then we hit a log and there is a hard shell on the bottom of these boats. When they hit the beach, that shell cracked. It didn't tear, it cracked. And the inflatable keel goes right through the middle of it and the keel started bulging out, which makes it, to me, unfixable. But it still floats because it doesn't have any leaks, you know. So, you know, you just can't go fast in it because it will have 6 inches of water no matter what. So, we're going to go tie this back to the sailboat. And we're going to take this back to the houseboat if we can get over there. That guy's not playing around still. Alright. Left her there. I'll tie her up better next time I come. I'll get an actual rope. We're going to go back to the houseboat. We'll see if this barge is still there, or if they got out of here. Let's see if this thing can actually... It seems to be going pretty good. There's Waylon. That man could catch a fish in anything. Oh, it popped right out of the water. It popped right out of the water. Woo! Okay. Check how stable it is. Good little obstacles. Yeah, it doesn't lean. Because of the airfoil, the air pods are on both sides, it won't lean. It just stays flat. I'm gonna check how fast. I just got back in the boat. So the battery is all 100 because it was a sunny day. And the heater was running, so it's 74 degrees inside right now. And the cat is happy laying on the couch. There's the new dinghy. And of course, I'm gonna make some tacos. Barks at every single thing in the world. The good little boy. So I am putting diesel in the diesel heater. The only reason I have diesel fuel is because of my diesel heater. Nothing else uses it. And then we're gonna go get some supplies. We're gonna make a run in the boat for the first time and get some stuff. They do this all winter. It is 31 degrees out right now and they're just walking around out there like it's nothing. Look at it. No, thank you. All right. I'm gonna do something I've never done before. Because this dinghy can hold so much more weight, it can hold, it's something like 350 pounds more than the other dinghy. Yeah. So we're gonna get propane, diesel, gas, and propane, and we're gonna go to the store, and I'm gonna bring River. Yeah, he knows we're going. He's excited. I know, we're going for a boat ride. Yeah. It's still only like 39 degrees right now, so there's a little bit of fog out on the river. I decided to bring the laundry too. Might as well, right? And then we left the generator charging the 200 amp hour battery that does the diesel heater. That's the deer carcass. They're gonna come right back and eat. Don't worry, River didn't interrupt them very long at all. And what a perfect, it's like the sun is just hitting it. Perfect time. Hey, River. Oh. So, yeah, the little bit of fog still burning up. Remember, the air is 39 degrees, but the water is 64, 65 degrees. That's why it doesn't freeze down here. The water rarely gets below 30 degrees. It stays in the 40s. It's just warmer than the air. Not that you'd want to be in it, but where I come from, if you fall off the boat in Wisconsin, you only have you don't have minutes, you have seconds to get yourself out of the water. River, you have seconds to get out of the water. Here, you could swim to shore, you know. I'm sure you couldn't stay in 60-degree water, like, permanently. I don't know. I might have to look at that. Could your body produce enough heat to stay warm enough to be in 60-degree water 24 hours or something? I wonder what the ocean temperature is. The other thing is, I was an EMT. I got certified to be an emergency medical technician. I went through basic and intermediate, and one of the things that they teach you in Wisconsin is that there's no such thing as someone cold and dead. If you pull someone out of the water, you have to warm them up while giving them life, CPR and stuff, because when you warm them up, they might come back to life. So the only way that you could tell that they're actually dead is by warming them up to normal degree and seeing if you can revive them. So when you pull them out, you do CPR no matter what, and we're talking like hours after they've drowned. Hours later, they've revived people from icy cold water. But there's a middle ground where there's water that's so cold that your muscles, everything freezes, and you're done right away. Yeah. It does suck to go from one boat to this boat to the dock to the truck to the store. But one thing I figured out is take everything out of the boat and put everything in the boat before you get in and out. Just hand it over, put it in, get it so you don't come out of the boat, then go back into the boat, then come out of the boat, then go back into it. Just put everything on the dock. Alright, I wanted to show you guys something here. The other reason why I really like these boats, if you look at the height of the sailboat compared to the boat, about 2.5 feet higher, so it's a big step up. You can stand, because the main support of these boats comes from the pontoon. You see how it only went down about 1.5 inches into the water with me standing on it? Now, if I were to stand on the back corner of a John boat with 240 pounds, we would sink. See how you don't even take on water? You're not even close to taking on water here. While I was here, I'm doing my laundry, so I'm waiting for the washer to be done so I can put stuff in the dryer. And essentially, we're gonna walk over and I'm gonna show you Dock 5, where people live at. While walking river. There's a lot of dog smells here, and he likes them. It's frustrating because you can't really go for a walk. It's more like we just go 2 feet and stop, and 2 feet and stop. But whatever. At least he gets his smell on. Look at him. He's so serious right now. Alright, so in Tennessee, in the Tennessee Valley Authority, which is 5 different states, so it's a huge body of water. The rules are you can't live on your boat at a marina. However, the rules are very, they don't say cut and dry. Like, they don't say you have to be there 2 weeks out of every month. If you're there longer, you're done. So essentially, each marina has its own ability to write their own rules about what a liveaboard means to them. Some marinas say 2 weeks a year you can't be at the dock, right? Those are the more friendly liveaboard places where you can pretty much say I live here, but you just have to have a P.O. box, right? And you have to take your boat 2 weeks a year away from the dock, or just you have to leave your boat for 2 weeks for a vacation or something. So then there's the ones where they literally spell out in the rules, you can only stay here 2 weeks and a month, or 14 days total a month. Basically, their rules are less than 50% of your time can be spent on your boat. Now, that has nothing to do with you anchoring out. So if you go there and you stay at the dock for 2 weeks, then you go anchor out for 2 weeks, you're following their rules. So marina life, like full-time liveaboard, is completely possible down here. You have to find the right marina or the right boat or the right area for you. But you can make it work. There are people who have their kids picked up from school here, or they drive their kids to school. So there is a bus on this side of the river. And you can live here full time. So the other thing is, when you get into bigger boats, like these 3 docks, you have a power outlet every couple of docks, and people just run extension cords to their boat, and it's not they don't pay for it. On this dock over here, everyone has their own water hookup and their own electric meter, so they pay as part of their rent. They pay extra money if they use more electricity or not. And apparently the minimum charge is like 20 bucks. So the smallest amount you're going to pay for electricity is 20. So let me go get a picture of this dock. So a bunch of these boats are actually employees that live here. And then people who stay, it's like their cabin, okay? So this area is not anywhere near a city or a store or anything like that. It's more a weekend cabin retreat. And everyone who has boats on these 3 docks over here has a cabin in the neighborhood and comes up for the weekend. Yeah, and then this big huge houseboat dock over here, people just live on their boats. I think it's 50 docks, but I'm not positive. It might be more. And then the price range is, it's like 500 bucks a dock. So per month. So it's cheaper than a nice apartment, but you can actually get, so a 3-bedroom house down the street here to rent that's just been newly remodeled is about $800 a month, just to give you an idea. And these houseboats all have 3 bedrooms. Probably 1 small one and 2 big ones, or 1 big one and 2 smalls, but they all have 3 bedrooms. So I don't know the going price right now for these docks. I know that if you got it a while ago and you've been here for a few years, it's like $240 to $260 a month to be under the roof here. And under the roof is a big deal because of the sun in summer. You just stay out of it, and then rain and weather in winter, stay out of it. But remember, the Pokey Turtle is right there, and we're selling at $15,000 or any reasonable offer. Remember, that's for sale, so send me an email and you could live right underneath that roof. Yeah, go take that out and anchor in the bay, and take your kayaks and your canoe. Heck, get a jet ski and pull behind it. Live life. There's one huge misnomer that people have about public boat launches. They feel like they can't keep their car there overnight because there's signs saying no overnight parking, or park is open sun up to sundown. In some states, it just isn't talking about the parking lot. In some states, what they're talking about is actual walking through the park or having a campfire, cooking, or what have you. The parking lots don't have any hours to them. If I were to go to Pickwick, which is on the border of all 3 states down there, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and I leave my truck overnight, which I did the last time I went to go get my sailboat, you don't have to call anyone. The parking lot's not viewed as part of the park. So that regulation of no overnight parking isn't the parking lot, right? So, or closed, it doesn't say no parking. It says closed sundown till sun up is what the actual rule says on the sign, which we'll walk down here and I'll get a copy of it. But a lot of people make the mistake thinking that they can't keep their truck and trailer overnight at that parking lot. It's not talking about the parking lot. What you can do if you're confused is you call the phone number on the sign or call the parks and ask them, are we allowed to fish overnight? Because I want to do some night fishing. For the most part, they're all going to say, not a problem. They might take your license plate just to have it, and then they'll go check on your car for you while you're gone. But the signs are talking about the park. Yeah, and a lot of people have that confusion. Now here, there's actually, I'm going to walk towards that sign so I get a copy of it. It actually says no overnight boat mooring. Now, what that's referring to is not staying on your boat out on the river. Basically, what used to happen back in the old days, before this was a marina here, before there was any parking lot or anything. There we go. There was a tendency for fishermen to come bring their boat down on Thursday night or Friday during the day, and then they would tie it up to a tree and leave it till Sunday. and then they would come back. Now this is a small town, and that's just something that they used to do. And I know a lot of people are thinking, well, didn't they get their boat stolen? If you're driving down the river and you see Jimmy in Tommy's boat, you're gonna call Jimmy. Or you're gonna call Tommy, and you're gonna say, hey Tommy, Jimmy's in your boat, what the hell's going on? Like, it's not that, it's small enough where everyone almost knows everybody. So what they were talking about when they said no overnight mooring is that you can't leave your boat alone there. If you're on your boat and you're anchored right there, it's perfectly legal. Right. Now, I don't know that I would tie up to shore at a park right there because of that sign, but the sign is actually talking about leaving your boat unattended at the beach overnight. Alright, well, this is the diesel price. And then the gas. Right next to the gas station, there's a KOA here, and they fill up propane, and it was $17.32 to fill up my propane. A little more than normal, but it's convenient. I don't have to drive into town. Now, I didn't get to go to the food store because my laundry was getting done, and I had to get back before the dryer was done. So, tomorrow morning, I'm going to go to the food store, and then we're going to head miles upriver to a nature preserve that I haven't showed you guys in over a year. So about 3 weeks ago, I made a video talking about how I would like to get a new dinghy, and I started a GoFundMe page. You guys, not every single one of you who watch the episodes, all of you who comment and hit the thumbs up, and all of you who are subscribed are sponsoring this episode and every episode. I get a paycheck from YouTube because of you guys. If you don't watch it, if you don't sit and watch my videos, I don't get a paycheck. It literally will drop to be nothing that month. So the first thing is, every single one of you donated to this lifestyle and is paying for this lifestyle for me. And you guys are amazing for watching and hitting a thumbs up and subscribing, and I wish more of you would subscribe. Only 90% of the people who watch the videos aren't subscribed, so if more of you could subscribe, it would make my channel bigger and better and more people would see it. But there's also a handful of you who went to the GoFundMe and donated everything from $10 all the way up to $1,000, and it's insane to me, strangers reaching out and helping me in river like that. It's just awesome. It would have taken me another, number one, I would have had to pick up more hours at work, which meant I would have made less videos and I would have made less shorts, and I would have just been working at a house, you know. So you guys donating made the videos keep going, and also got River and I this boat at least a month in advance before I would be able to grab it myself off of paychecks. Very, very, very cool of you guys. It's special. It makes me feel like I'm actually doing something for a group of people that care about what we're doing, and if I were to stop tomorrow, it would actually matter. And you know, I'm overwhelmed with the amount of response that I got and how quickly it happened. It just makes me feel like there's actual people out there that care and want to see another time, another place keep going. You know, sometimes I think about the math about how much I make per hour when I'm working for my buddy Jamie and how much I make per hour working for YouTube, and there's no comparison other than the fact that I'm out in the wilderness working for YouTube. I'm doing kind of what I want, right? If I could go pick up, you know, 15 hours a week and make more from Jamie than I do at YouTube. So that concept has hit my head a couple of times, and when this type of thing happens, I always say just keep making videos, just keep busting through it. Eventually it'll be something where you'll make enough money where you won't have to work. So my hope is that you guys understand that you guys keep me doing it. This whole GoFundMe process to get this dinghy is going to stick out in my mind for years. as a justification to keep doing what we're doing. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Any of you, every one of you that took the time to donate. And then 2 or 3 people donated away from GoFundMe. They just sent me money or handed me money, and that was amazing too. So being able to buy this boat in the amount of time that I did keeps these videos going, keeps everything going. Next week, I've already done half of the video for next week where I took the dinghy 10 miles upriver to a nature reserve, and now we're going to take the houseboat today. So I wouldn't have done that. I would have stayed around this area and kept doing information rather than nature and exploring. Because of the dinghy, I'm able to go back out and get started right away. So yeah, I can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. Just amazing. And every one of you has sponsored this video. Keep watching. Thumbs up. You're awesome. Thank you.